Happy Friday, Sag. Welcome back to our channel. I want to do a end of the week and weekend reading for you. So let's see what's coming up for my Saggies. What's going on? What good is coming towards them this weekend? And what do they need to be aware of? And who's coming towards them this weekend? Give me some messages. And even for Friday, as they're going to be watching this in the afternoon or after, what's happening? Anything that you can give us some messages about would be great, Spirit. And thank you. All right, this is for my Saggy masculines and feminines alike. This is for Saggy and Sag placements. What can you tell me about this weekend or just even Friday? What's going on for my Sag? Okay. All right, all right. What do we have on both sides here? All right, we have the Hermit in reverse. We talked about this in yesterday's reading. So Hermit in reverse, you're coming out of your shell this weekend. You could be communicating with more people this weekend. You could be feeling revitalized after you had like a moment of solitude. You needed that much needed time to yourself. So now it's time to come out. Maybe in that solitude, you did a lot of reflecting. You have clarity about certain things that could have been crossing your mind, and now you're ready to execute, or you're ready to just show yourself, express yourself. I see a lot of expression this week, okay? This weekend. I see you expressing yourself. You could be doing this through creativity. Creativity could be from cooking to drawing to journaling to how you dress yourself, maybe getting dressed up and going out somewhere, doing some type of hobby or interest this weekend. Definitely expressing yourself more. We do have the Nine of Cups here, okay? So there is a big importance of your self-interest, like moving within your self-interest, doing what Sagittarius wants to do and not worrying about what other people want to do. So you are putting yourself first this weekend, and even starting on Friday. You're prioritizing your needs and your wants. You're prioritizing your own interests and hobbies. So if you are going to be hanging out with other people, it's more centered around you and what you want to do. And maybe that's really good for you because the first card we have here is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And I do feel like you've been super, super generous this month with other people, generous with your time, putting people before you, generous with your money, with your resources. And so it's going to be really good for you this weekend to prioritize yourself. All right. I also see this energy of maybe giving too much, and now it's time to reel it back. All right. So if you have been super generous with gifts, with time, with communication, prioritizing other people, it's time to reel it back and just really focus on you. Be a little self-indulgent, be a little selfish this weekend. All right. And I feel like that's going to put you back into a really great balance. What I really love about this weekend for you, Sag, it feels like a turning point for the rest of the month of April, and then even moving into summer season like May, June, July. I see that you are getting out of self-sabotage, okay? We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. I love to see this. You are no longer seeing the limits that you could have placed before you or other people tried to box you in. You're thinking outside of the box. You're doing things outside of the box. You're not self-sabotaging opportunities anymore. If there's a goal that you have in mind that maybe a lot of fear and doubt has stopped you from completing this goal, I see you getting out of that energy, out of that narrative. And I see you really seeing that you're a limitless being, that you have unlimited potential and you're ready to go forward with that. So there's a confidence here and there's an inner truth of, you know what? I'm bigger than this and I want to start acting like I'm bigger than this. I want to start doing like I'm bigger than my circumstances. You have the Queen of Wands. This is a really great card. Even if you're a masculine, this is a great energy because sometimes as the King of Wands, we just chase and we over execute and we burn ourselves out just chasing something. This lets me know that your identity is changing within, and therefore you have incredible power during this time to magnetize opportunities towards you without having to lift a finger. It's more so of who you're becoming. Your identity is shifting. What you believe you can create or have in this world is going up. And so you're going to start seeing opportunities around you just appearing out of nowhere. Even connections are going to start appearing for you out of nowhere because you really have changed who you think you are and you feel like you are worthy. And so I just see some really good things coming towards you with that. With this card, we have the Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, there is something to celebrate, but I feel like with that Four of Wands in reverse, you're not going to celebrate. You may feel like there's no need to. This could feel like a silent celebration, an inner celebration versus going out and doing something. There also is the energy of you getting out of your house or your community, so traveling to new places. Or just, traveling, maybe even just traveling. You could be traveling during this time. But also with that Four of Wands in reverse, also opening your eyes up to outside of your community. So if you're someone who's been spending a lot of time with in your relationship or spending a lot of time with your family members or a certain friend group, you really are ready to see what else is out there. It's like I have these close knit relationships and will always be my home, but I'm really interested in traveling to meet new people, meeting people outside of my community, opening up my friend group, networking. Okay, so I do see something here where you're celebrating something. There is an accomplishment that you'll have this weekend, but it doesn't have to be celebrated out loud. And I also see this energy of getting out more. All right, so there's a lot of energy with that Hermit in reverse and the Four of Wands in reverse of getting out more, getting out of your community, your homestead, your house. Definitely have a light at the end of the tunnel with this card being here. You can see the sun behind them. You also have someone here that could be celebrating with you, okay? So there's someone here who may had similar concerns as you. Maybe this person self-sabotaged a lot in their past. Maybe this person would give so much to where they had very little. And so both of you here kind of have this deep understanding of each other. And I do see a lot of communication or even seeing this person this weekend. Okay, there's someone here who's going to be spending a lot of time in the summer with you, and you guys are going to be accomplishing a lot together. All right. Let's clarify that Six of Pentacles in reverse. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles in reverse. All right. Okay. All right. Six of Pentacles is being clarified by that card again, the Nine of Cups. So definitely, you've been giving so much. It's time to now give to yourself and be a little selfish. The universe is clearing this for you. They're saying that's okay. It's okay for you to keep your money in your pocket. It's okay for you to spend on yourself. It's okay for you to do only what Sag wants to do. And you're not going to be seen as someone who is selfish because you've already been giving so much. And now, you've given all that you could. Now it's time to give to yourself. So I do see that happening even just today. You may see that you're moving more in your self-interest and not worrying about what other people want or what they need from you. It's more so like what I want to do is what I'm going to do, period. All right. We do have the Seven of Cups here. Okay. So when you start to think about what does Sag want to do, what does Sag want out of life, you have all these ideas. I see a lot of brainstorming about maybe hobbies or interests, healthy things that you want to get your hands into, even moving towards the summer or the rest of the year. Things that you really want to accomplish for yourself, goals, brainstorming just ideas. Okay, you could be writing this down. Maybe you're getting inspired by what you see, whether you're watching videos on YouTube or you're on social media. You're getting inspired of like some really healthy ideas or habits or routines or hobbies or interests that you're going to pick up. Remember, with the Seven of Cups, you can't do it all. So you're really going to have to hone in on maybe one or two ideas and start there and then progress through that. But I do see you like almost identity mapping who you're becoming. Okay, so There's some really exciting things that you want to get your hands into, but remember, you can't do it all at once, okay? You don't want to be the juggler here. You may want to just, slim it down to one or two choices and start with that. And I see you having a lot of fun with that, okay? I also see like even some of these interests do not require a lot of money to do. Okay. So that's also because Seven of Cups sometimes can be confusing. So maybe you do have all of these ideas and you're like, which one should I start, Dream? Give me some clarity. Okay. Whatever ideas I feel like you should start with, they don't require a lot of startup money. Even if it's business ideas, they don't really require a lot of money because I feel like you've kind of depleted some resources giving to so many people. So whatever you're starting at this time, whatever you're being called to do, it doesn't require much, okay, of you to give to get it done. Could be like things that you already have resources with, could be things that are free entry or that you already, you're able to accumulate very easily. So I think you should start there versus the hobby or the interest that requires a down payment or requires a startup fund or requires a membership fee. Okay, don't start there. Start with the things that you kind of can do without having to put much investment behind it as of yet. All right, let's talk about this Eight of Swords in reverse. Something really changed within you this week. I feel like this week something's really changed within you where you are feeling more confident. You're getting out of stagnation and you're finding a lot of balance, okay? Even with this card, we have the King of Wands here. So there you are, masculine and feminines too, okay? I feel like you are ready to be a go-getter. You're ready to try something again because you have the confidence to do so. You have gotten out of your head. You realize my circumstances are not that bad where I have failed. I'm just getting started. I'm just beginning. And there is an opportunity coming towards you. Could be a financial opportunity, something that's going to help your stability in a tremendous way. It's a seed that you will nurture and grow over time, but you're really ready to go after this and you're not afraid anymore, okay? And I feel like something sparked within you this week where now you're ready to turn a new leaf. I see that you are the Hangman in reverse, okay? One thing that I'm seeing here, a lot of people have been wondering about you, Sag, like why you're not acting, why you're not posting on social media, why you're not coming out, why you won't do this, why you won't do that, maybe why you're not dating, okay, why you're not married. People have been in your biz. I see that for sure. People are having conversations about this. So you have been going through some type of rumors or gossip about you. And what these people do not know is that you're about to really hit the ground running, okay? So a lot of people will be very shocked once they see what you're getting your hands into. And I do see this energy of keeping things really close to your chest, okay? Even with the Four of Wands in reverse, even if you have something to celebrate right now, it's not being revealed to these people who may be wondering about you or gossiping about you. You're kind of going to be like the type that this summer you're going to have a lot of accomplishments and a lot of changes, and it's going to shock everybody because people are not expecting this from you. People expected you to be stuck and stagnant for a while, and things are changing right now that people are not really picking up on. What I see is happening for you. You do have the Temperance here. There's something about you being a really good Samaritan, okay? So even if you have been in very difficult situations, you've been putting your best foot forward. You've been treating people very well, even people who don't treat you the best, okay? The universe sees that. They see that you've been acting like a light or angel in situations that maybe you really wanted to turn some shit up, okay? And Temperance lets me know that you are starting to find your balance again, that life is going to feel very comforting. You're going to be very happy every day that you wake up because you're making decisions or you're setting a routine that keeps you very in your comfort levels, all right? It's all about balance. I don't do anything that's going to get me ungrounded or off balance. And this is who you are now. This is the identity shift that has been happening for you behind the scenes. Let's see what's going on with the Queen of Wands, what you're attracting right now, right? You want to know what's coming towards me based off of this identity that I am shifting into, all right? So tell me about that for my Saggies. What could they be attracting at this time? even this weekend, that they'll start to see signs of what they're attracting. What can you tell me? All right. First and foremost, I feel like you're attracting momentum. If things have been very stagnant, if things have been very slow and maybe steady, but too slow for your likes because you are a fire sign, you do like things to kind of pick up pace around you. If there's something that you've been planning, with the Two of Wands being here, feels like you've been planning, right? If there's something that you've been planning and being very strategic about and really wanting to see grow in your life, but it's been very slow, what you're attracting is that you're going to have incredible momentum in that sector. So maybe this is your career. You're like, I'm ready for the promotions, I'm ready for the raise, I'm ready for growth and expansion, but it just hasn't been coming. Things are going to pick up really quickly. You could be getting that promotion, that raise, but then on top of that, you may be asked to step into a different department that's going to give you even further growth. So things are happening really quickly for you. If you had a side hustle that you're trying to make money, and it's been kind of slow, you haven't been getting a lot of hits, that's going to pick up in a very, very crazy way. So there's something here. There could be a hobby, interest, whatever you're trying to do to make money, a source of income. Could even be your creativity, your self-expression, putting yourself out there, on social media or even in front of a community. That's going to pick up pace for you with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And it's something that you've been really planning. Also, whatever this is, it's something that you see as like your grass is greener. Like wherever you are now, you don't really feel fulfilled with this narrative or this outcome, and you want more for yourself. And you've already made that choice that I want more. I don't want to settle where I'm at. And so that's going to pick up pace for you, especially those of you in a love situation, because based off of the reading we did yesterday, it feels like some of you guys have made a choice to leave someone behind. Your love life and what you want for yourself, you didn't settle. And you're like, you know what? I deserve a great type of love. That is going to pick up pace for you very, very soon. So I just see opportunities popping up out of nowhere and even connections for those of you. How does this translate to love for those of you who what I just said applies to you? How does this translate to their love life? What's changing with that? All right. Okay. All right. First and foremost, it starts with you, right? We can say we want something all day, every day, but if we're not executing what we say that we want, if we're not working towards it and taking action, it's not going to come. And I think that's something that you really recognize with that Eight of Swords in reverse, that you could have been playing a role in the sabotage of your love life, okay? And so what I first see happening, Sag, is that you're going to get out more. You may be getting out more and socializing. You may be, some of you guys have downloaded maybe a dating app. You're actually going to put yourself on there. You could be posting more, okay? And this will give you visibility towards whoever is out there that's ready for you. So that's the first change. The second change that we have here is the Five of Swords. All right, so it's the energy of defeating the people who have tried to defeat you, especially in love, Maybe you had to set the record straight with someone that you were dating. Maybe they were making you play small. They were trying to dumb you down. A lot of you guys were dealing with someone who was in competition with you versus just trying to get to know you. That happens first as well. You kind of defeat this individual. You show them that there's no competition in this bitch, okay? And as that happens, things start to pick up for you. Even in career, maybe you were being picked on, bullied, or someone was really competing with you to the point of no end. Maybe someone disrespected you recently. You defeat this person or this situation, and then on top of that, you don't go into hiding. You continue to be visible. You continue to work hard, put yourself out there, network and communicate. And that allows for this reality that you've been planning for to actually come into fruition. There's a win that you're going to be having. And I see that you're not going to be celebrating it much. You really don't want to draw too much attention to yourself. There's someone that you're going to be aligning with. Maybe you already know this person. Could be a family member, a friend, or even a potential lover. There's someone that you're going to be aligning with here. And it's time for you and this person, the reason that you guys are coming together, it's time for you guys to step outside of the box, okay? It's time for you guys to go see what possibilities are out there. Step outside of the community, step outside of your family. If this is like relationship vibes or family vibes, I see you and this person um creating and accomplishing things that your family before you has never been able to do. All right, so there's something very special about that Four of Wands and stepping outside of your four walls, you know, getting out there and getting going. All right, let's see what else is here. Okay, this gives me like small town energy, right? Seven of Pentacles in reverse, Seven of Swords. Remember, I said something about keeping your cards close to your chest. This is not a time to share your plans with any or everyone. It's not a time to do that. I see you not sharing your plans with your friends, family, especially. Only sharing your plans with someone very significant. And we'll pull on who this is, okay? Before we go, I'll tell you who this person is. But it's definitely a time to kind of be a little secretive and watch your back as well, because again, lots of gossip on you during this time. Lots of people that are like, what's going on with Sagittarius, okay? So also, Seven of Pentacles in reverse, small town energy. There's not much more I can create here. I need to get out and get going. I need to travel. I want to move. I want to go outside of my neighborhood. I'm going to drive the 30 minutes across town and see what's popping over there, okay? So you're realizing that maybe you've been playing too small. You've been too much in a box. Look at all this box imagery, right? We have this that kind of looks like a little box. We have this that also looks like a little box. And then we have this, which is like being boxed in as well. So you're really breaking the molds that have been formed around you. You're no longer believing people who say this is what you can achieve. You're pushing past that limits, and you're doing it in a very, not even sneaky way, quiet way. And even if you do accomplish some things, you're going to keep quiet about it. You know, it's like you could be hitting a goal, a very important goal, but I don't need to go have a celebratory dinner. I don't need to post about it on my social media. I don't need my family to, host a barbecue for me. I'm going to hold this all to my own, and I'm going to celebrate by myself or even with this person. All right, who is this person? Tell me about that. Who is this person that Sag should look out for that could be on this journey with them? They have similarities and goals and interests at this time. Who is this person? Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Something about childhood, because we do have the Page of Wands in reverse and the Two of Cups in reverse. Okay. I think like Page of Wands can be like child energy. So could be someone that you were childhood friends with. Maybe you went to elementary school with them. Maybe you guys grew up in the same neighborhood as friends. Maybe they were a cousin that you hung out with a lot or sibling, but it feels like you and them lost your deep connection that you had in childhood because of life. Maybe you moved away, maybe you got into different interests, and it feels like there's a coming back too. All right. Now, also, if it's not childhood energy, this is someone that when they appear in your life, Sag, you're not going to be very excited about it. Okay. It's not like this person is coming in a pretty package. Page of Wands in reverse is like, I'm not excited about this. I'm not that curious about this person either. All right. So when this person does come into your life, you're going to feel like, this is not really what I asked for. Right. And with the Two of Cups in reverse, you don't consider them a soulmate. You may come from a place where you're like, this person and me are so far removed. We're so different that I don't really see what this could be, right? But you're going to be proven wrong. You're definitely going to be proven wrong here. Ooh. What you and this person will achieve together, King of Cups and the Emperor. You guys could be starting a business. That could be in your life path with this person. You guys start some type of business here, okay? So that's interesting. That could be maybe in the future. But also there's an energy of self-discipline that you guys will learn together. There's an energy of self-control, responsibility, breadwinner energy, becoming breadwinners, all right, with the Emperor. And taking life very seriously, taking your goals very, very seriously, okay? Also with the King of Cups, there's this energy of emotional maturity. Even if you and this person do disagree, which, that's inevitable that you guys will disagree one day, at one time. Um, there's a energy of emotional maturity, of compassion and understanding, and not falling out, not going so far that we can't come back, because there's this strong emotional maturity that you guys have. And again, I just don't see you being really excited about this person when they do come into your life. You're like, I could care less. But you're going to be proven wrong. This is exactly who you need, and they need you too, okay? They need you as well. All right, let's get some last words. Oh my God, my camera. Let's get some last words here. Oops. And see what else we can find. Anything else that Sag needs to be aware of for this weekend, as this is their weekend reading, or as they are stepping into this identity that they formed for themselves, that they mapped out for themselves. What do they need to know? Give me some messages. Come on. All right, what else do they need to know? All right, I think that's enough, right? Anything else? Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have not interested. I told you, you're not going to be super interested in this energy when they come towards you, but you'll be proven wrong, okay? So not interested is crazy. Anyway, we have wig slide. Okay, this came out yesterday. So again, strenuous activity that you could be doing. You could be working really hard, doing physical labor or activity. You could be working out. Maybe you're having some sex. I don't know, but the wig could be sliding for some reason. Maybe also it's a time for you to set a hair appointment, especially my feminines, like time to, refurbish this wig on your head. Okay, so I don't know. Why is that coming out again? There has to be a reason for it. All right, Capricorn, look out for a Capricorn. We have trust issues. We have tired of the drama. We have big following. Okay, you could be gaining a really big following very soon, especially moving into summer, because you're expressing yourself, you're remaining visible. And this could help you. Maybe you're creating a community outside of yourself, or even if you have like a goal, like a financial goal, maybe that's going to help with that. We have balanced relationship. Okay, really nice. I like that. We have in the trash. So you are really ending cycles with certain energies, people, or situations, and you're not recycling it. It's going in the trash and it's done. Also, if you lost something, right? And you're like, damn, where's that paper? Where's that bill? Where's this? Where's that? You could have accidentally dropped it in the trash. So look out for that as well. All right, we have juggling partners. We have I'm telling the truth. Spring. I'm pregnant, surprise. Okay. Also, another thing, when this comes out, sometimes, sorry to go back to this could usually mean like finding evidence in a trash. Okay. And that's all I'm going to say. All right. But yes, we have I'm pregnant, surprise. We have November Scorpio or November Sagittarius. Look out for a Scorpio. And obviously, you may be born in November, or November could be very significant. We have I love the way you dress. Look out for a Taurus. Big extrovert. So you definitely are coming out of your shell, which is really nice. We have traveling soon. Okay, period. All right. So yes, you could be traveling soon. So good for you. We have Libra. Look out for a Libra. And we have, last but not least, I'm single. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This will be your weekend read. I'm still going to come on here and do some more readings this weekend for you. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great weekend until I speak to you again. Please like the video, comment down below if you feel called to, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more of your videos, Sag. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye-bye.